Is that green?
Dr. Debbie Borchers says any pregnancy involving multiples is high risk, in part because the babies are more likely to be born prematurely.
Children that are born before term have a higher rate of respiratory distress syndrome, of chronic lung disease, of infections, feeding problems.
With that knowledge, you can imagine how Andrea Mass must have felt when she went into labor 11 weeks before her twins' due date.
It was very scary. I was very frightened. I didn't want them to come that early.
That alleged mother.
But they did come. And with a birth weight of just over 3 pounds each, Benjamin and Maxwell Mass spent their first 2 months in a neonatal intensive care unit. 2 months later, still 1 month shy of their due date, the boys were deemed healthy enough to be sent home.
Benny, you gonna help?
Now, at 2 years old, they're physically healthy, but because they were so premature, they're still catching up to other children their age.
Where are your eyes? It's not like they're doing terribly, but they walked late. They're still not talking. Emotionally, I think that they're really younger.
The work of raising Max and Ben became still more challenging when Andrea discovered she was pregnant with their little brother Jacob.
I found out I was pregnant when they were 6 months old. I was the biggest surprise of my whole life.
And an overwhelming one. Andrea says she struggled most in the beginning, when the twins were still colicky and required constant attention.
But now it's much easier. We entertain each other, they're each other's friends. I see a lot of moms have to interact with their kids at all times, and I never have to worry about that because they interact with each other. Your turn!
Of course, now that the health of the twins is stable, Mom has turned her attention to the more routine responsibilities of rearing 3 children.
I have everything down to a science. I use cloth diapers, and I change them in an assembly line. You know, nursing them, I nurse them together.
Parents of multiples require not only a dancer's sense of rhythm and a sprinter's speed, but the endurance of a marathon runner.
Routines are the key when you're talking about twins, raising twins, and surviving with your mental health intact. One of the biggest issues is being flexible. For example, if the children are waking up in the middle of the night to feed, when one wakes up, go ahead and wake up the other one so that you're not up in a half hour or an hour trying to feed the other children. Another thing is, making the situation comfortable for yourself. Getting a chair there, putting them right in a row so that way you can reach them easily.
When you think of twins, you may think of 2 peas in a pod, 2 kids in the same outfit with the same haircut responding to each other's names. But Dr. Borchers says it's very important for parents to recognize their multiples as individuals. That means allowing them to pursue different hobbies, not necessarily putting them in the same class when they reach school age, and encouraging them to find their own friends.
When Alex, is that a problem?
And for the parents of multiples who visit her office, Dr. Borchers has another recommendation.
I think it's very important for parents, as much as they are able to within their schedule, to spend time one-on-one with each child. And that's true for any family, whether there's multiples or not.
Of course, twins, triplets, or quintuplets will always have a special bond with each other.
There's very few children that have someone in their own household that's the same age, that understands what they're going through at the same time.
I know that twins have a special connection. I hope that they'll be very close with each other. I hope that they'll be best friends. What more can I hope for?